Welcome to Ask and Learn.
Okay, so we want to solve the simultaneous recursion relations given all this information. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to try to let's just subtract these two equations together. So if we subtract them together, we have a sub n minus b sub n. Did I write this wrong? Yes, I wrote it wrong. There's no 3 in front. Yep, okay. So then that's going to be 2a sub n minus 1 plus 0. Okay, so now let's solve this for b. So we have b sub n is then going to be equal to a sub n minus by 2a sub n minus by 1. So now we want to use the first relation again. And we need a substitute for b sub n minus by 1. So if we shift everything down an index, we have a sub n minus by 1 minus by 2, a sub n minus by 2. So if we substitute this in, we have a sub n is equal to 3, a sub n minus by 1 plus by 2, a sub n minus by 1 minus by 2, a sub n minus by 2. Now, simplifying, we have 5 a sub n minus by 1 minus by 4 a sub n minus by 2. Now, we have to find our initial conditions, right? So we first know that a sub 0 is 1, but to get a sub 1, what we'll do is we'll use the first relationship once again. So a sub 1 is going to be 3 a sub 0 plus by 2 b sub 0. Well, we know that a sub 1 is going to be, a sub 0 is 1, so that's just going to be 3 times 1, so that's 3. And we know that b of 0 is 2, so that's 2 times 2, so that gives you 4. So a sub 1 is 7. So then our initial conditions are then a sub 1 is 7 and a sub 0 is equal to 1. Then once again, we can start using our characteristic equations. So the characteristic equations for a sub n is r squared is equal to 5r minus by 4. So you have r squared minus by 5r plus 4 is equal to 0. So factorizing, you have r minus by 4, r minus by 1 is equal to 0. So you have r is equal to 4 or 1. So then your characteristic, your solution is then given by a to the n is equal to c sub 1, 4 to the n, plus by c sub 2 times by 1 to the n. So 1 to the n is just going to be 1, so that's going to be c sub 1 times by 4 to the n plus c sub 2. So now we want to substitute for our initial conditions. So a sub 0 is equal to c sub 1 times by 4 to the 0, so that just gives you 1, 0, plus c sub 2, and this is going to be equal to 1. A sub 1 is equal to 4, 4c sub 1, 4c sub 1 plus c sub 2, that's going to give you 7. And then if we subtract these two together, we have, so subtracting this way, so we have 3c sub 1, 0, and then 6. So 3c sub 1 is equal to 6, and c sub 1 is equal to 2. Then if we put it back into this equation, we have c sub 2 is equal to 1 minus c sub 1. So that's equal to 1 minus 2, which gives you minus 1. So then a sub n, let me see if I can remember this. Yep. So a sub n is equal to 2 times by 4 to the n and minus by 1. So what we have also is we know that b sub n is equal to this. So we know that b sub n is equal to a sub n minus by 2, a sub n minus by 1. So we just substitute that from this. So we have b sub n is equal to 2 times by 4 to the n minus by 1. We're going to subtract 2 times by 4 to the 4 to the n minus by 1, and we're going to subtract 1. So then this is going to be 2 times by 4 to the n minus by 1 minus by 4 times by 4 to the n minus by 1, minus by 1, 1, and we're going to minus 2. So this becomes 4 to the n. So this is going to be 2 times by 4 to the n minus by 4 to the n minus by 1 plus 2. So this is just going to be 4 to the n plus 1. And a sub n is this.